David the Goliath, Romans, Greeks, pre-Christian Europeans were also kind of a precursor of the West, so their values became Christian when Europe switched to Christianity.
Yeah, so I actually studied this at Berkeley, took a course on early Middle Ages, and a lot of that was a discussion of how Christianity was spread by diplomacy and force. It's all coercion. So even when it was diplomatically spread, it was still coercive. And they would have specific political models for spreading it. So they would go like to the kings and say, "Hey, we're going to come destroy your country unless you ally with us, but you can't ally with us unless you become a Christian. And then, of course, your people will become the religion that their king advocates." And so that's how. So they would even use like basically intimidation tactics to compel societies to become Christian. And of course, this top-down approach has to be backed up with actual violence and suppression. So we have lots of evidence of like pagan shrines being burned and pagans themselves being killed. Anybody who's resisting this gets killed, essentially. But of course, the arm of the state is fairly weak in the Middle Ages. So they try this terrorism model, like try to terrify people to be Christian. And it sort of works in the sense that people will happily pretend to be Christian. But it didn't really fully purge paganism. And when you hear about the Inquisition and the suppression of witches, you should understand that witches is code for pagans. It means ordinary, country folk who are, claiming to be Christian to get the guards and stuff to go away, but then they're just practicing their regular religion, their religion that they've been practicing for thousands of years. The Christians rebranded that as evil witchcraft and then went in and killed everybody, right? And so they used another system of terrorism to suppress the last remnants of paganism in these cultures. And so the active violent suppression of paganism in Europe took thousands of years, but it was very relentless.